After 44 years, the mystery of Natalie Wood's death has finally been solved. And it's worse than we thought. Natalie Wood was once considered the muse of American cinema. Beautiful, talented, and seemingly had it all. But behind the bright smiles on the red carpet was a dark past, hidden by Hollywood, that she never escaped. So what is the truth? Why was her death delayed? And why were the influential names shielded? Don't take your eyes off the screen as we reveal some rare photos and untold stories about her. Natalie Wood was born on July 20th, 1938 in San Francisco. She was the daughter of Russian immigrants Maria and Nikolai. Her mother, Maria, believed that the way out of the family's poverty was through little Natalie. When Natalie was 4 years old, her mother pushed her into acting, beginning a journey filled with glamour, but also immense bitterness. Under the stage lights, applause, and the hunger of the film industry, she quickly became a prisoner of the very world in which she shined. At the age of 9, Natalie became America's child angel with her role in Miracle on 34th Street. She embodied innocence and purity, becoming the dream of millions of American families after the war. But behind that glamour was a stolen childhood, where Natalie was no longer a child, but a cinematic product, molded and controlled by her parents and the Hollywood moguls. She had to learn to smile through pain, to stay silent when hurt, because the voice of a child was never heard in a world ruled by powerful adults. At 16, Natalie became entangled in her first scandal with director Nicholas Ray, a man nearly 30 years older than her. In exchange for that shocking relationship, she landed the role of a lifetime in Rebel Without a Cause alongside James Dean. But the price she paid was her innocence, stolen in a hotel room at the Chateau Marmont, where Hollywood, as many have said, carried out its coming-of-age ritual, with blood and tears. After that encounter, Natalie's career soared to new heights. She starred in a string of iconic films such as West Side Story, Splendor in the Grass, and Love with the Proper Stranger, earning an Oscar nomination before the age of 25. The press dubbed her America's Audrey Hepburn, elegant, intelligent, and deeply emotional. But behind those captivating eyes was always a subtle sadness, as if she were constantly playing the lead in a real-life tragedy. In television, Natalie also left a lasting impression with her role in The Pride of the Family and episodes like the Pepsi-Cola Playhouse. Among them, the episode Carnival from GE Theater was considered by her to be one of her most remarkable artistic moments. Her film career continued to flourish with roles in The Silver Chalice, One Desire, The Searchers, and 2 hit comedies alongside Tony Curtis, Sex and the Single Girl, and The Great Race. Her ability to speak Russian brought depth to her portrayal of Maggie Dubois in The Great Race, a testament to Natalie's versatility and intelligence in the arts. Director Sidney Pollack once remarked, "When she's right for a role, no one can outshine Natalie." Her powerful performances in Inside Daisy Clover and This Property is Condemned, both with Robert Redford, earned her 2 Golden Globe nominations. By the mid-1960s, Natalie Wood stood shoulder to shoulder with Elizabeth Taylor and Audrey Hepburn, becoming one of the most powerful stars in Hollywood. But the spotlight also brought harsh public scrutiny. In 1966, Natalie was awarded Worst Actress by the Harvard Lampoon. However, she didn't shy away. She personally attended the event to accept the satirical honor, a move widely praised by the media as brave and good-spirited. Natalie Wood's tragic and mysterious life was portrayed in the television film The Mystery of Natalie Wood, based on Suzanne Finstad's biography, Natasha. the biography of Natalie Wood and Natalie and RJ by Warren G. Harris. The film not only retraced her journey from child star to silver screen icon, but also reignited unresolved questions about the tragedy, love, and enigmatic death of one of the most beautiful angels Hollywood ever produced. Natalie Wood had 2 marriages with the handsome actor Robert Wagner, a man considered the destiny of her life. They first married on December 28, 1957, when Natalie was just 19. From the outside, they appeared to be Hollywood's golden couple, glamorous, famous, and always smiling perfectly for the cameras. But behind closed doors, the reality was very different. In the first half of 1961, according to multiple sources, Natalie discovered Wagner was having an affair, not with a woman, but with a man. That revelation shattered Natalie's already fragile inner world. The couple announced their separation in June 1961 and finalized their divorce in April 1962. After Wagner, Natalie's love life continued to spiral into instability. She went through turbulent relationships with stars like Warren Beatty, Michael Caine, and David Niven Jr. In 1965, she became engaged to a Venezuelan producer, Ladislav Blatnik, but the relationship ended quickly before reaching marriage. Just when it seemed she had found new happiness, Natalie married for the second time on May 30th, 1969, to British producer Richard Gregson. They had a daughter together, Natasha, born in September 1970. But just 2 years later, that marriage also ended after Wood discovered Gregson had been unfaithful. Leaving a second marriage, she carried with her a growing sense of doubt about love and a deep fear of abandonment. Unexpectedly, in early 1972, Natalie rekindled her relationship with her former husband, Robert Wagner. They remarried that July in a quiet ceremony aboard a yacht off the coast of Malibu. They later welcomed another daughter, Courtney. However, the shadows of old wounds quietly lingered in this new chapter. In 2015, a former FBI agent named Donald G. Wilson came forward, claiming he had an affair with Natalie from 1973 to 1977, during which she was still living with Wagner and pregnant with Courtney. He reaffirmed this claim in a 2016 documentary on the Reels channel. But the darkest shadow in Natalie's life wasn't her failed romances. It was a haunting trauma she carried since her teenage years: the accusation of rape. In Suzanne Finstad's 2001 biography, Natalie was said to have been brutally raped at age 16 by a famous married actor, someone she once idolized. The assault reportedly took place during a screen test at the Chateau Marmont Hotel, lasted for hours, and left her physically and emotionally scarred. Out of fear, and because her mother had taught her to understand Hollywood politics, Natalie never reported her attacker. She was forced to hide it all, continuing to smile in public as if nothing had ever happened. In 2021, in her memoir Little Sister, Lana Wood publicly named the man she claimed had assaulted Natalie, Kirk Douglas. A legendary screen icon, a symbol of American masculinity. But according to Lana, he was also the monster who stole her sister's youth and innocence. Natalie Wood's life was a constant struggle between light and darkness, between fame and personal hell. She always appeared as the picture-perfect star, but behind that mask was a woman deeply wounded to her core. After her bitter divorce from Robert Wagner in 1962, Natalie Wood was no longer the Hollywood princess the public once idolized. The glittering spotlight had dimmed. In its place emerged a different Natalie, rebellious, defiant, and consumed by the darkness inside. She no longer searched for love. She hunted for escape. But this escape didn't come from the heart. It came from the flesh. Natalie threw herself into a series of forbidden affairs, as if waging war against the world that had crushed her. Warren Beatty, one of the most notorious womanizers in Hollywood, became the first victim of what many saw as her revenge through the body. With him, Natalie didn't love, she burned. They were like two flames, wild, untamed, and ready to incinerate everything in their path. They drank like it was water, made love like there was no tomorrow, and spiraled through nights of delusion, tears, and screams. Beatty once shouted by the pool, "I'm not Wagner!" as if even he had been dragged into the dark abyss Natalie carried with her. But Beatty was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Natalie Wood. After him, she entered one of the most taboo relationships of that era. With a famous actress known only by the initials JTJT, was the epitome of grace and propriety, often seen in high-necked dresses and soft smiles. But behind that polished image was a woman fiercely repressed. Natalie, with all her chaos and rebellion, became the mirror reflecting JT's hidden desire to live her truth. The two women rented a beachside villa, cut ties with Hollywood, and lived as if the outside world didn't exist. But it wasn't paradise. Their relationship was a volatile mix of love, rage, and painful dependency. Rumors of bizarre sexual rituals circulated among the elite, while Natalie slowly blurred the line between longing and despair. A close friend once confessed, Natalie didn't believe in love anymore. She believed in pleasure, as the last form of power she had left. In 1972, Natalie Wood shocked Hollywood by remarrying Robert Wagner. The media called it a destined love story, a romantic ballad rewritten after heartbreak. But the reality was far more brutal. To those close to her, it was nothing short of emotional suicide. Because Natalie wasn't just returning to an old husband. She was returning to the very man who had once drowned her in a darkness of control, jealousy, and soul-crushing loneliness. Their second marriage was anything but a fairy tale. Though they smiled on red carpets and held hands at glamorous events, behind closed doors were endless arguments, simmering suspicions, and a Natalie who was growing increasingly anxious and fragile. She often turned to alcohol and sedatives to escape a fear that only she truly understood. Then came the night of November 29, 1981, that fateful night. Natalie Wood, Robert Wagner, and actor Christopher Walken boarded the yacht Splendor for a weekend getaway to Santa Catalina Island. But that trip would never end the way it began. By dawn the next morning, Natalie's lifeless body was found floating in the frigid water. The initial report claimed she had slipped and fallen from the boat while trying to leave in a dinghy. But questions arose quickly, and no one believed it was just an accident. A passenger from a nearby boat claimed they heard a woman screaming into the night, "Help me! He pushed me!" Police noted multiple bruises on Natalie's body, especially on her arms and face, signs of a possible struggle or assault before her death. Christopher Walken, who initially said he had gone to bed early and didn't know what happened, later changed his statement, further deepening the mystery. And Robert Wagner? He remained silent for 3 decades. No explanation, no confession, not a hint of remorse. It wasn't until 2011, after public pressure and new evidence reopened the case, that Robert Wagner was officially named a person of interest. The public was outraged. People began asking, was Natalie murdered? Did Wagner, in a fit of rage, push her from the deck? And why had the truth been buried for so long? The death of Natalie Wood is not just a tragedy. It's one of Hollywood's darkest, most enduring mysteries. Thank you for watching until the end of the video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next story. See you in our next post. where more untold secrets will be revealed.